Have you ever noticed how some people never post their photos online? No selfies, no celebrations, no proof of where they are or what they are doing. And in a world that rewards visibility, this silence can feel confusing, even suspicious. But psychology says this behavior is rarely random because choosing not to display your life publicly often reveals more about confidence and self-control than posting ever could. This is not about being antisocial or disconnected. Research shows that people who avoid posting their photos often operate with a different internal framework, one that values privacy, autonomy, and emotional balance over attention, and this quiet choice says a lot about how their mind works. One reason is a strong preference for privacy. Psychology calls this a high privacy orientation, which means your brain prioritizes control over personal boundaries. You decide what is shared and what stays yours, while many people rely on likes, comments, and reactions for reassurance. You rely on internal validation. Your sense of worth is not built on visibility, and this creates a quieter but more stable confidence because your emotions are not constantly exposed to judgment. Another factor is strong self-concept. Clarity research shows that people who share less online often have a clear sense of who they are. They understand their values, goals, and identity without needing constant reflection from others. When your brain already knows where it stands, it does not feel pressure to prove itself publicly. This reduces comparison anxiety because you are not measuring your life against highlight reels. You are measuring it against your own standards. There is also emotional security involved. Psychology says people with secure self-esteem do not seek frequent external reassurance. Posting fewer photos often reflects this stability. Your brain does not associate attention with worth, so it does not chase visibility to feel enough. This allows more focus on real-world priorities, relationships, growth, and inner peace, rather than managing an online image. Another reason is a thinking style rooted in introspection rather than performance. People who stay quiet online often have an internal locus of evaluation, which means they judge themselves based on personal values. Instead of social feedback, they think before sharing and only post when something genuinely matters to them. This makes their interactions more intentional and less reactive, and their presence more authentic, even if it is less frequent. They also tend to understand the digital illusion. Research on social comparison theory shows that constant exposure to curated images can distort self-perception. People who avoid posting their photos often recognize this. Early, their brain understands that online life is not real life, and by staying low-key, they protect themselves from unnecessary comparison, emotional fatigue, and identity pressure. Choosing peace over performance becomes a conscious act. So when you see someone who never posts their photos, do not assume insecurity or withdrawal. Psychology suggests the opposite. They may be grounded, emotionally intelligent, and deeply self-aware. They do not need to be seen constantly to feel complete, and that quiet confidence is something research consistently links to long-term well-being. If you enjoy content that explains human behavior without judgment and helps you understand yourself and others more clearly, subscribe to the channel, because here we do not just observe behavior, we decode the psychology behind it.